The Galactic Combat Academy's training arena fell silent as Instructor Vexthor's 4 eyes narrowed at the human cadet standing in the center of the sparring ring. Lieutenant Maya Rodriguez hadn't moved from her casual stance, hands loosely at her sides, while 3 of the Academy's top students lay groaning on the padded floor around her. Cadet Rodriguez, the Thorian instructor's mandibles clicked with barely contained fury. I explicitly stated no enhanced abilities in this exercise. You agreed to these terms. Maya wiped a bead of sweat from her brow and shrugged. I didn't use any powers, sir. Impossible. The crystalline form of Cadet ElevenLabs shimmered with indignation as he pulled himself upright. No unaugmented being moves that fast. You must have engaged some form of temporal manipulation or kinetic enhancement. I'm just a regular human, Maya insisted, rolling her shoulders. Basic hand-to-hand combat. That's all. Vexthor's translator crackled with skepticism. Around the observation deck, over 200 cadets from 40 different species murmured in disbelief. Humans had only joined the Galactic Federation 6 months ago, and their physical capabilities were still largely unknown. They were average in most metrics, not particularly strong like the Kronar, not naturally armored like the Theknari, and certainly not gifted with the psionic abilities of the Mentari. Yet somehow, this particular human had just defeated 3 opponents simultaneously, each one a top-ranked fighter in their respective disciplines. Demonstrate again, Vexthor commanded. Cadet Brock, you will spar with Rodriguez. Full contact, no powers, standard Federation rules. Marcus Brock, a mountain of a human from the North American territories, stepped into the ring. At 6'5" and 250 pounds of muscle, he made Maya's 5'8" frame look almost delicate by comparison. He grinned apologetically at his fellow human. Sorry, Maya. Orders are orders. No hard feelings, Marcus. The starting bell chimed. Marcus rushed forward with surprising speed for his size, throwing a textbook right hook that should have connected with devastating force. Maya simply wasn't there anymore. She'd slipped inside his guard, her elbow striking his solar plexus with precision that dropped him to one knee, gasping. Again, Vexthor demanded. This time, Marcus approached more cautiously, using his reach advantage. Maya waited, seeming to flow like water around his strikes, each movement minimal but perfectly timed. When she countered, it was with brutal efficiency, a sweep of his legs, a palm strike to his chin, and Marcus was down again. Enough. Vexthor's roar silenced the arena. Cadet Rodriguez, you will submit to a bioscan immediately. This tribunal suspects you of utilizing illegal augmentation technology. Maya sighed but complied, standing in the medical scanner while it hummed through its diagnostic cycle. The results projected holographically for all to see: 1 human female, entirely unmodified, no cybernetics, no genetic enhancement, no psionic capability markers. This is impossible, whispered Cadet Yelera, a Mentari whose species had studied combat for millennia. Her neural response time is within human norms. Her muscle density is average for her species. By all metrics, she should not be capable of what we just witnessed. Vexthor's massive form loomed over Maya. Explain yourself, human. Maya met his gaze steadily. With respect, sir, I told you I wasn't using powers. What you saw was standard Earth military combatives training. I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps before joining the Academy. This is just how we fight. Just how you fight. ElevenLabs' crystalline structure pulsed with confusion. Your species engages in regular combat without abilities or enhancements. Well, yeah, Marcus added from where he sat recovering. I mean, we don't have abilities to use. Back on Earth, we've been fighting each other for thousands of years. We got pretty good at it. The arena erupted in shocked conversation. The concept was almost unthinkable to most Federation species. Combat training was built around maximizing one's natural abilities, strength for the Kronar, speed for the Velox, psionics for the Mentari. But humans had none of these advantages, which meant you developed combat techniques assuming you had no advantages at all, Vexthor said slowly, the implication dawning on him. Your species learned to fight as though you were always at a disadvantage. Pretty much, Maya confirmed. We call it being the underdog. Makes you creative. Show me more, Vexthor commanded, his tone shifting from accusatory to intensely curious. Demonstrate your species' combat philosophy. Full capability. No holding back. Maya's expression flickered with something that might have been concern. Sir, I don't think. That is an order, Lieutenant. Maya exchanged glances with Marcus, who gave her a knowing nod. All right, she said quietly. But I need 5 opponents. And I need you to understand, what you saw before. That was me holding back. The arena's atmosphere shifted. 5 of the Academy's elite fighters stepped forward, including ZYXLR and a massive Kronar warrior who outweighed Maya by over 200 pounds. The bell chimed. What followed was less a fight and more a masterclass in controlled violence. Maya moved with a ferocity that seemed impossible from her earlier calm demeanor. She used her opponent's strength against them, turned their size into liability, and exploited every microscopic opening in their defenses. When the Kronar tried to grapple her, she used his own momentum to send him crashing into ZYXLR. When the Velox attempted to use his superior speed, she predicted his trajectory and struck him mid-movement. In 43 seconds, all 5 opponents were down. Maya stood in the center of the ring, barely winded, and looked up at Vexthor. We don't have powers, sir. We have something we think is better, we have necessity. Earth is a death world by Federation standards. We evolved fighting everything, including each other. We learned to win when we shouldn't, to survive when we couldn't, and to never, ever give up. The instructor's translator was silent for a long moment. Finally, he spoke. The Federation has much to learn from humanity. Lieutenant Rodriguez, effective immediately, you will assist in redesigning our combat curriculum. Maya saluted. Yes, sir. One question though, do I have permission to teach them the really dangerous stuff? The really dangerous stuff. Vexthor's translator conveyed something that might have been nervousness. What you just demonstrated wasn't your most dangerous. Maya's smile was answer enough. Around the observation deck, 200 cadets suddenly understood why Earth, despite being a relative newcomer to galactic civilization, had been unanimously voted onto the Federation Security Council. Humanity didn't need powers. They had something far more terrifying, they had experienced being the underdog, and they had learned to win anyway.